It is a busy day in this almost the heart of Nairobi. Yeah, and it's a city that I quite love. I keep trying to escape it and live elsewhere, then I come back because it has a charm to it, and I think it keeps me sharp. But we are on Jogoo Road, which leads to the Greater Eastlands area, which is where two of our libraries are located. Thank you. Is she in here? Ah, there you are, hiding behind the shelf. Hey. Hello.
Hi.
How are you?
Thanks, how are you?
Good. Do you remember what this space looked like the first time we saw it all those years ago?
I'm trying to. It was stuck full of old, broken furniture.
Yeah.
Lots of it.
All the way to the ceiling.
All the way stacked up, all the way to the ceiling. We can see the holes now more.
Yeah. It used to be the children's section, and it will likely continue to be the children's section when we renovate it. So picture vibrant colors, lots of children's books, comfy furniture, and just activity and all of that good stuff in the future. A lot of the art that was in the building is original to 1931 when it was put here, and some of the stuff that we would like to celebrate, but also juxtapose with more contemporary African art. So you'll see a lot of these guys around the building, and the furniture as well, all original. And in case you're wondering who the library was named after, that is the man, Sir William Northrop McMillan. He was an American railway millionaire who this library is built for.
It's a library that's had a certain kind of history for 90 years. What could the next 90 look like?
I've never seen this before. Every day you discover a new thing in this library. Solanas, fast and permanently successful coffee. Fast.
And it always laced with some Christendom.
Yeah, so many questions.
I've never seen this
I've
before.
never seen it.
You cannot wish away that it is a colonial era library, that it did not allow Black people access for almost 30 years after it was built. Those are facts. But it's also a fact that it's located in Nairobi, and we're going to make it ours. The Africana room. So welcome to the Africana room. At some point in time, in the early days of this library, this was one of the most precious collections of Africana material.
The definition of Africana then was slightly different.
Very different. Very different.
So because now it's kind of like books by Africans.
Right.
But in
This was
it's more like books about
Africa itself,
Yeah.
as in geographically, and about Africans. Very influenced, obviously, the collection itself by the time. So it would be very anthropological in nature, very kind of like, let's study the Africans and their biology, and their eating habits and all of these things. So it was, the African as an object. Some of the more disturbing material that we found here includes like a ledger of money that was paid to former slave owners. I think in West Africa. Was it Ghana?
Ghana.
It was Ghana. So the the collection itself reflected the sort of ideology of the time. It would be very inspired by the British Empire and their thoughts around civilizing the natives.
Yeah. And I think we definitely want to maintain the spirit of this room. So in the future McMillan, this will definitely be where we house our new Africana collection.
Yeah.
It's probably going to be bigger. So yeah, we definitely don't want to erase anyone, even if the people who tried to erase us, we won't erase them back. We'll try and create balance and try and present as many versions of this history as we can.
Looking at the archives that we have, sometimes quite heartbreaking to look at. But what is clear is that we've got to look at this thing in the eye. It's part of our history, but I think not confronting it is not the thing to do either. So we can choose how we want to confront it and how we want to move forward from there. And I think part of the work that we're doing is a response to that. Good afternoon from Nairobi, Kenya. My name is Angela Wachuka. I'm a founder and managing trustee at Book Bunk, where we restore public libraries in Nairobi. Today, we are recording season 2 of our podcast, A Palace for the People. And the particular episodes that we're looking at is in keeping with what our podcast does, which is take items, archive items, other significant items that we are finding in the library as part of our restoration work, and using these to tell a story about Kenya's history and about the library itself. We have found insignia in the library basement from Italian regiments and Italian prisoners of war who were kept here during World War II by the British colonial government. And it says, mechanized black shirt battalion.
Black shirt? Like Mussolini black shirt?
Yeah.
What? Okay.
Yeah. The second episode that we are recording is looking at the renaming of places and also asking the question if McMillan Memorial Library should be renamed, and if so, what it will be renamed into. We don't even know what a new name might be.
Yeah, we don't. But it's also because it's not up to us. We must have public participation to make sure that the name eventually represents what people actually want.
Yes, we
so
have.
Let's do it.
Good idea. Let's take this one to the Twitter streets. Our handle is @thebookbank. Tweet us and let us know what you think the library should be renamed to.
Let us know.
This neighborhood itself was built by Italian prisoners of war in the 1940s. So this is Kaloleni Library. It was our first refurbishment project in 2020. We've made huge improvements here. It used to look very, very different. Morning. Sasa. But when we restored this library, we were very mindful of the fact that there are a lot of children that use it. So we dedicated it to use by children. Way. Happy New Year. Sasa. This is the librarian, Teresa Sasa. That's part of our team over there. They are cataloging some of the new book collections that we have so that we can add them to the collection. There'll always be urgent things that we have to put our resources into as a country, but how we see ourselves also really matters because it also influences how we do everything else. So if we see ourselves as a people with a certain kind of history that influences how we think of ourselves, then, and that influences everything else that we do in life. Public libraries are great equalizers and if they can be places where people's sense of themselves is heightened and is developed, and you have resources going towards that, I think we'd find that we become better people.
So having seen what the end of this process looks like, there's so much we've done, but also so much. It feels like you've only literally not even scratched the surface, like you've just rubbed the surface. So I think the feeling is overwhelmed, maybe. The challenge is exciting, but it's also overwhelming.
It's a mammoth task.
Yeah.
But you think about the potential impact on people today and in the future, and that makes it very exciting.